Hey, what's up, you guys? This video might be kind of, oh my gosh, hold on. The scenery might change a couple times because I am multitasking. You can probably hear my child right now. He's right here. Hello. But I did want to talk about the pregnancy and everything. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this in one shot, but we're going to find out. But anyway, thank you for clicking on this video. I know my last one I said I would put pictures of him at the end of the video, and I completely forgot to do it. So hopefully I can remember to do that in this video. So yeah. Anyway, so as a lot of you know, if you've been following me for a while, I got pregnant like a week and some change after my dad died. So that was hard. Obviously I didn't know right away, but still, even knowing a month after, and it's still so fresh, that was really hard. But I thought, you know, this is maybe, God's way of getting me through it, because I'll have a distraction for the next almost year, you know, and well, obviously it'd be longer than that because he lives longer than a year. But the pregnancy was for most of the first year, you know, of after losing my dad, and that, and just he's a gift to my family, and you know, something to kind of bring light back and everything. So yeah, he's supposed to be taking a break, or he's taking a break from drinking, but he's supposed to be finishing his milk. Anyway, I still have mom brain. I just mix up my words and everything else. But yeah, so for the most part, at the beginning of the pregnancy, well, the majority of it, probably like 80% of it, was fine. Like, I did have a few scares here and there. I think I talked about it in a couple of my like random update videos, how on Halloween I had like a horrible pain, and the nurse had said it was because I wasn't drinking enough, and it was just my uterus and everything stretching and everything moving around to make room for him. But I had it for like almost every morning for a couple weeks after that, for about a month or two, but it was never as intense as that first time. That first time I thought I was having a miscarriage, so that was horrible. But now that I'm at the end of everything and I'm having some similar pains, I'm wondering if it was something else. I may actually have a gallbladder issue. The doctor today told me to wait a little bit until it's been, you know, another month or so, and if it keeps happening, to go back and get an ultrasound and have them look at my gallbladder. But that could be an issue that I have now, so yay. So it could have been what it was during pregnancy as well. But anyway, that was really the only big thing during most of the pregnancy. Towards the end, though, probably the last 2 months, that's when my blood pressure started getting higher, and my feet started swelling, my knees, my ankles, my face, everything. I had really bad, I still have it, carpal tunnel in my left wrist, and it started to get into my right wrist at the end, but it went away. But I still have it in my left, and I don't know if that's going to be just there now, because I did break my wrist when I was like 12. So, you know, they say once you break stuff, it's never the same, so I wonder if that's why. But anyway, so there was that. I did have to start doing stress tests and stuff at the end. The last, I think, starting at 34 weeks is when I started doing them twice a week, every week. And I had to do ultrasound every single week too, just to check on the fluid and make sure the fluid was good. Which is, if you watch my birth story video, that's how I ended up at the hospital when I did, and they induced me and all that, because that last stress test, the day after I was due, his heart rate dropped, and so they sent me over to the hospital. But anyway, but yeah, for the most part, my pregnancy was easy until the end, and then my birth was not easy, and the aftermath was not easy. I'm still, as of today, and actually a couple, like 2 hours ago, if that, the nurse came out to the house to pack my wound. My incision did get some fluid trapped underneath it, and they had to open me up a little bit and have it drain. But he's grunting like crazy while he's eating. But yeah. Any advice I could say as far as the pregnancy goes? When you go take the gestational diabetes test, the glucose test, the very first one, the hour-long one, try to pass that one if you can, because the 3-hour one is really annoying. I made the mistake because I didn't know that they were going to test me that day. They didn't tell me. I went and got McDonald's for breakfast and drank a Coke and then took that test like immediately afterwards. So I know my sugar was way, way, way up high. All that stuff. If you talk to people that have diabetes, like legit, if they drink a Coke or something like that, their stuff stays up forever and it'll stay up till the next day. So obviously drinking something like that right before taking a test like that, it showed that I needed to take 3-hour tests basically. The 3-hour one, I couldn't pass it because I just kept puking, because that stuff is, it's not that I can't handle nasty tasting things. That's not the issue. So people are like, yeah, I know it's nasty. It's like, no, that's not the issue. It's my body literally was rejecting it. Within 5 minutes, like clockwork, I kept puking it back up. So they had to treat me like I had it. Even though whenever I would check my sugars, even after eating like crap, my sugars would still be normal. So that's why I said in the last video that I didn't have it, but they had to treat me like I did anyway. So my advice for that would be to, they'll tell you not to, but to fast. Just fast before that hour test. Don't eat anything. If you have a morning appointment, don't eat anything. Stop eating, at midnight, and don't eat anything but just drink water. That way, there's nothing in your system that could possibly make your sugar go up other than that stupid drink. But that drink for the hour one is not nearly as intense as a 3-hour one. That's why I think I would have passed it fine if I would have known that I was taking it, because it's not nearly as, it doesn't have as much in it, and it's a lot easier to drink too. It's not nearly as nasty. So try to pass that first one if you can. If you have it, then you have it. I'm not saying, but a situation like mine where I didn't have it, but I couldn't keep the glucose drink down, that caused an issue. I think my child is milk drunk now. Hello. I'm so cute. No, I'm not talking to you. Go lay down, baby. Go lay down. But, yeah. So, that's the advice I have for that. As far as everything else, I did wear a belly band throughout pregnancy. It's just basically like a sports bra for your belly. It just kind of held my belly up and off of like my hips and everything else. Right, it just gave me some support, so not so much pressure and weight was in one area. Hold on a second. Just one-handed. Oh, yeah. Ooh, got my hair. Trying to think. Don't overeat like a maniac. Don't gain a whole bunch of weight, because the doctors will get on you about it, and it can cause issues. Tyson, be quiet. Hey, go lay down now. Go lay down, please. He's growling at nothing outside. But anyway, it'll make it a lot easier to get back to your post or pre-pregnancy weight afterwards. I'm actually already at my pre-pregnancy weight, and I was about 2 or 3 weeks after having him. But I think it's because I really didn't gain very much anyway. I don't know what just happened. Because I didn't eat a whole lot, but a lot of my weight gain happened towards the very end when I started swelling. So it was mostly fluid. Alright, give me a second. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm trying to think of everything. Woo! Okay. He's super strong. Like, he can already pick up his head pretty well. You see his hair. He did have a full head of hair just about when he was born, but a lot of it's fallen out except for on, like, the edges. So he's got, like, that old man hairdo. Hold on a second. As far as, like, just any other tips I can think of, enjoy, if this is your first baby, or even if it's your second, third, whatever, because there's a big life change about to happen. Try to enjoy the time you have before they're here. Not that you won't love your life just the same, but it will be a lot different, and you won't have the same amount of free time as you did before, obviously. And you know that, but it's like once it happens, you're like, oh, I wish I did this and that. I don't really feel that way, because I did take full advantage of the time that I had, you know, being pregnant and enjoying that, and enjoying time with my husband before we became 3. But I would say, you know, just really, really try to enjoy that and do that. Okay, so this is literally a month after the last footage that you just saw. I've been super busy. Like I said, I'm a new mom, so these videos are going to be a little bit spaced out for right now until, you know, he's a little older and I get into the routine of everything again. When they're really little, especially the first few months, it's a lot more difficult. They need your attention all the time. Well, mine does at least, so there's that. But I just wanted to mention that this is a month after the last footage, and so the last time you saw him was like a month ago. He's almost 2 months now. That was right at a month, I believe. So I will peek in. He's taking a nap right now. You may can hear the baby monitor in the background. That's the noisemaker through the baby monitor, because he sleeps really well with the noisemaker. Anyway, I will peek in there and show you him when he is awake, so you guys can see that. But anyway, let's just continue on with the video. Okay, so I did want to say, I know a lot of women worry about stretch marks when they become pregnant. I think, honestly, a lot of it's genetics. If you're going to get them, you're going to get them, but you can do things to maybe prevent them, or at least prevent some of them. I did religiously, like at least once a day, if not twice a day, put like a belly oil for stretch marks on. I put the cocoa butter stuff. They have like specifically for that. I mean, just whatever. When I ran out of something, I got something else. But I didn't get stretch marks literally until the last week. Like just a few days where I had them, I was pretty mad about it. But oh well. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world. They will eventually fade. Some of them go away completely, really. So it's, I mean, you're bringing a baby into the world. It is not the end of the world that you have a few stretch marks, honestly. Also, make sure you take your prenatals. I took them as soon as I found out I was pregnant. I took them every single day. I never missed a day. Get the gummy kind. They have like, well, I don't mind the taste. Some people really hate certain tastes. Sometimes I had the lemon and raspberry, and some I just had like the assorted fruit flavor. But the gummy ones are good, and really I tried a couple different brands. I had was it Pro Fusion or Nature Fusion, and I had like the Walmart brand. I tried a couple different ones, and they all tasted fine to me. It's really 2 seconds out of your day, you're eating some gummies and it's done. So take your prenatals. I did not follow the whole no caffeine, no deli meat, no soft cheeses. I did all of that. I definitely, you can have like, it's either 20 or 12 ounces of caffeine a day if you want, but I definitely went over that some days. I did have sandwich meat occasionally. Sorry, it's just so shaky. I'm holding it. And I had soft cheese twice while I was pregnant. Went to a Mexican restaurant twice, and I could not resist it. Just like the queso dip, it's so good. But everything's fine. My child turned out fine. It's okay. I think I mentioned this earlier, but I didn't go back and watch the footage to know. I know I'm like the worst YouTuber ever. I'm not a YouTuber. I just make videos, and none of them are professional or well thought out. I just slap them up. Sorry. But yeah. I don't know if I talked about it, but I do know I did talk about my whole stomach issue where I thought I was having a miscarriage like early on in the pregnancy. Now it's been another month. It's been 2 months since I've had him. I have not had the same pains that I had talked about, the gallbladder possibility issue. So I don't know if it is an issue. I don't know if that was just really bad heartburn. I don't know, but I haven't had it since then. But I will say, just assuming that I don't have this issue, that it was because I was dehydrated early on in the pregnancy, and that's why I was having those pains. So my advice to you would be to definitely drink plenty of water. You need to do that anyway, because they will start checking you towards the end of the pregnancy to make sure that you have enough fluid, that he's safe, or he or she is safe. I said he because mine's a son, a boy. Lord Jesus, I cannot talk because mine was a boy, but you know, whatever you're having, that they're in there comfortably and safe. And I do also want to mention walk. Obviously, you don't want to do strenuous exercise unless you were a, you know, hardcore fitness person beforehand, but if you weren't, don't just pick up and start doing a bunch of crazy stuff. But it is good to walk at least. It's good to walk anyway, but when you're pregnant, it's easy on your joints, and it keeps your blood pressure down. It kept mine down the whole time until the very end, and I feel like that's just inevitable for some women, me included, because I just collected a lot of fluid, and everything swelled, and you carry, it's like 4 times the amount of blood in you when you're pregnant, so naturally your blood pressure is more likely to go up, but walking and moving around does help that. So I would suggest to walk around even 15 minutes a day. Take a walk your dog, walk around your neighborhood, whatever, just get some walking done. Okay. I never really bought maternity clothes except for 1 dress, 2 dresses maybe, for my baby showers, and they were the kind that I can wear after I'm pregnant if I want, because they're just like the fitted up top and then they just hang loose, and I like that anyway. Honestly, I'm not a person that wears really tight fitted clothing as it is, so I never really had to buy any maternity clothes because everything's kind of flowy and loose fitting anyway, so it just kind of fit over my belly. Trying to think. As far as the nursery goes, do not stress yourself to death trying to get the nursery done, in time for the baby. I am definitely that person, and I did that, but now that he's here, really the only thing that I use, at least immediately at the beginning, was the changing table. And a lot of people say you don't need a changing table, and you don't. You can use whatever you want, but me personally, because everything is in there, it's organized, it's easy for me to clean. If we've been at home, he has been changed on the changing table every single time he's needed a diaper change. Unless we were out, at a restaurant somewhere, he has been changed on that table every single time. And now we're doing naps in the crib, but we were not doing naps in the crib in the beginning. He had been sleeping in the little bassinet because it has wheels, so he sleeps next to us at night right now, and I'd pull it out in the living room during the day and he'd sleep in it there. But don't stress yourself on getting the nursery done as soon as possible, because you don't necessarily need all that. They may not use it unless you are one of those people that plan on putting your child in the crib day 1. That's fine, then sure, yeah, get it done. But I'm just saying, don't be pregnant and stressing yourself to death. That's what I'm saying. And that being said, that's just with everything. With when your child is here, everything you plan on. If you're really meticulous about diapers and everything, like, you really don't know what it's going to be like until your child is here. There's certain diapers might bother their skin. You may want to breastfeed, and you may not end up, you may have some sort of issue. There are different issues with breastfeeding sometimes, where women don't produce enough, or they have different issues like that, and they end up not breastfeeding, and they have the formula feed. You may have your mindset on a certain formula, and it upsets their stomach. Like, do not have a planned out schedule in life and meticulous details on everything, because you really don't know what's going to work until your baby's here. So, like I said, just don't overstress everything. Make sure you have your hospital bags packed for you and for daddy and for baby. They will provide you, at least they do here, I'm sure they do at most hospitals, they provide you with pretty much everything you need for your baby. But if you have a going home outfit you want them to go home in, little detailed things like that, blankets, outfits that they'll provide you with clothes too, and diapers. But I'm just saying, if you want specific things, bring that for your child. Make sure daddy has whatever he needs. Make sure, like, Pinterest is what I use. They had a lot of lists of, like, a checklist for a hospital bag, and you can kind of go off of those of what you would actually use. I took what I actually used. I really didn't use everything. I was able to take a shower even though I had a C-section the day before. So, shower stuff, extra underwear, like comfortable underwear, just, depending on whatever you have done, you still want comfortable underwear. Dry shampoo, if you're a dry shampoo person, you don't think you may not be able to get in the shower, do that. Baby wipes to wipe yourself off, if you don't think you're going to be able to take a shower. Comfortable clothes, maybe a robe if the hospital's a little cold, you don't want to wear jackets and stuff. You can just wrap up in a robe and be comfortable. Especially if you're breastfeeding, you could do that and easily open up your robe and do it. Just look at the lists on Pinterest, and you can go off of that. I also would suggest bringing like dollars and change, you know, if you want stuff out of the snack machine or drinks and stuff like that. So yeah, I do want to mention, since the last video I was talking about my incision being open and having nurses come to the house and all that, it is officially closed and healed. It just healed. Today is Friday. I went to the wound clinic on Tuesday and they discharged me. It's all closed. It's all good. I finally was able to soak in the tub. And anybody that knows me knows I love me a bath. I love me some bath bombs. I make my own bath bombs. I love relaxing in the tub. And I haven't been able to do that since before I had him. So it's been 2 months. That's a long time for me, because I would at least every other day take a bath, if not every night. So yeah. That's been great. I've taken 2 and it's only been 3 days. So yeah. But anyway, I will show him in just a minute after this clip. And then, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, and I actually remember to do it, at the end of this video there will be newborn pictures. So you're going to see him as a newborn in pictures, and then you're going to see him at about a month old, and then 2 months old. So this is kind of an all over the place video because it took me so long to get it out, and I'm sorry about that. But this is real life, and I'm a mom, and this is the way it is. But I hope some of these tips helped you. I know this is really scatterbrained and not organized and not nice and put together like a lot of YouTubers, whatever. This is, like I said, this is real life. So yeah, but I will see you guys next time. I don't know if it's going to be next week. I cannot promise, because as you can tell, I haven't put out a video in like a month. Yeah. But I'll see you guys when I see you. Okay, bye.
Hello. Look how different you look from your last video. So cute. Good morning. Oh, there's some drool. Hey, Ricky.
And as I mentioned earlier, I always change him on change when we're at home. He just woke up from a nap and got his diaper changed.
But look how different he looks. Hey, happy baby. He's so smiley and happy. He's so cute. He's so cute. What are you doing? Did you have a good nap? See how big he is now? And he's not even, he'll be 2 months old. Today's Friday, he'll be 2 months old on Tuesday. Oh. On June 26th, he'll be 2 months old. Oh, goodness gracious. Is he happy? Did you have a good nap? Did you have a good nap? I know my baby voice is annoying you guys. I'm sorry. And yes, he has been cute since day one. Look at her. Alright, well, that's it, you guys, and I will see you next time.